and having to get out of that, you know, being in that comfortable position, in that comfortable area, to being completely immersed into something that I have no idea like how to, I guess, I don't want to say control, but I guess, and that could be because, like, you know, I strive to be a perfectionist. I strive to be the best that I can, and when you're put in a situation. Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Piper Jasmine and I am very excited for this video today because I don't think I've ever seen a video like this, because I definitely did not watch one. If I had watched one, maybe I would be just a little bit like this much more prepared for what I had gotten myself into. Today I'm going to be discussing with you all that I transitioned from undergrad to medical school. Sometimes living in Atlanta, like, it's so crazy. Like the homeless people that just like yell as they walk by. Sometimes it's entertaining, sometimes it's scary, you know? It is that time. It is that time for me to debrief with you all. My first semester of medical school. If you guys are new to my channel, then hey, my name is Piper and I just completed my first semester of medical school. And if you guys are returning to my channel, hey guys, thank you for your continuous support and watching me. And I'm excited to drop these gems because nobody told me any of this. Like, child, medical school is hard. It's top 10, like one of the hardest things that I have ever done before. Deadass. A brief little overview. I graduated this past May, so I graduated May 2023 from the University of Georgia, and I graduated with a bachelor's. I don't even know what my degree is. It's like BHSHP, it's something like that. I'm so sorry to my mom. She spent all that money for me to go to school and I don't even know what my degree is in. My apologies. But I graduated with like a bachelor's in health promotion with an emphasis in behavioral medicine from the College of Public Health at the University of Georgia. I just did the traditional 4-year track. I started in 2019, graduated in 2023. No minors, no certificates, just that singular bachelor's degree. I started medical school in June of 2023. So I really, damn. Who set me up? I graduated May and I started school in June. So yeah, and I just completed my first semester last week. It really doesn't even feel like that, but I finished my first semester last Wednesday, and I'm happy to announce that I passed every course this semester. I was scared, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I was scared this would be a semester I would not pass a course in school, but I passed all of my courses. My school is pass fail, so I got to pass in all my courses. And yeah, that's some brief overview. So we're gonna dive deep into what that transition is like from undergraduate schooling to medical school. So I have a whole bunch of videos talking about my medical school journey that you guys can go and watch. I'm pretty sure you guys can figure out what medical school I go to by looking at my other videos or on my Instagram. I don't really want to say it because I don't ever want like the school to be confused that I'm affiliating like my videos and stuff with the school, because I'm not. Let me just start off saying that I chose my school for specific reasons, with my main reason being I wanted to stay in Atlanta. I wanted to keep that support system that I already had. So in terms of that, like, my mom is 35 minutes away, my brother is like 20 minutes away. A lot of my line sisters are still in the metro Atlanta area. So I really wanted to stay in Atlanta because I'm someone where change is really, really hard for me. And I kind of already knew that medical school, I was gonna have like some mental struggles with that, just because in high school I had a very similar thing happen where I had to move, and like that really like destroyed my mental. My mom, you know, called me that I'm a creature of habit, and that was literally the best way to put it. I really am, and I really am sensitive to change. I don't like a lot of changes, especially really big changes. It takes a lot of time for me to adjust mentally, emotionally, like all of that. I don't know why. It's just, I don't know why, it's just like change has always really affected me. I don't do well with it. I don't respond well to it, even if it's a change that I induced. So like me going to medical school, I know that is a change, but it takes me a minute to adjust to that change and to be okay and like find good things within that change, you know. I'm also someone where I naturally, like, I have anxiety. I've been depressed, like I've had really bad anxiety attacks, all of that. So that's why too with change, like it's just very overwhelming. It's very overwhelming having to adjust and having to get out of that, you know, being in that comfortable position, in that comfortable area, to being completely immersed into something that I have no idea like how to, I guess, I don't want to say control, but I guess how to have control and how to succeed and excel in a completely new space. I don't like that. It's really hard for me, and that could be because, like, you know, I strive to be a perfectionist. I strive to be the best that I can, and when you're put in a situation where you don't even know like how to do 2 + 2 anymore in that environment, it's like, it's very hard. And I will say, like, the first 2-3 months of school were really hard for me. Really hard for me, like mentally really hard. It was a point where I was crying every single day. And it's so embarrassing to say now, but that is the truth. I think my mom didn't know until like I just cried. All I did was cry. And like it kind of makes me sad that I was like in that kind of rock bottom place. And I don't even think like a lot of my friends knew or like classmates knew, because I would cry by myself. I would park my car and I would cry for like 30 minutes in my car. And I would be like, okay, fuck, like I can't cry anymore because I have to study, so I gotta dry up my tears. But I would cry in my car. I would go to sleep crying, literally for like a week straight. I went to sleep crying, and I would wake up just to cry all over again, because I realized, oh my gosh, like I have to relive this again. And that just really put me in a sad spot, because I really hated the position that I was in, and I had for a second a lot of regret. And I don't think you really understand the magnitude of what you're doing committing to medical school until you're in, you know, like in undergrad, and the entire time the application cycle, you're telling people this is what you want to do. Like in all of your interviews, you're telling people, I want to be here. In all of your applications, I want to be here. And in that moment, you know yourself that you want to be here. You want to be in medical school. You want to succeed. You want to go into the specialty. You want to participate in this research. And then when you're in medical school, it's like, I didn't know it was all of that. Like I didn't know. And I remember I was talking to my grandfather. He was like, well, what did you expect? And it's like, yeah, it's a very different environment. It's a lot of information, and it's a lot of studying, and I think that's really what I wasn't used to in undergrad. Like, don't get me wrong, obviously, you know, I had to complete all of the prereq, so I did the physics, I did the OChem, I did whatever I needed, I did the MCAT, so it's like I know how to study, but the magnitude of how much I was studying, I wasn't used to it. Like, studying took up 80% of my day, and that made me so sad. Not because I had to study, like obviously you have to study, that's a no-brainer, but the amount of studying that I was doing, I felt like I always had to say no to, like, I wouldn't even eat sometimes. I would be like, okay, I'm not eating until I finish this. Like, I'm not going out, I can't do that. I can't get 8 hours of sleep because I have to study all of this information. I can't even have like a decent morning because I have to wake up and study. I just felt like my world was completely centered around school, and that's where I felt trapped. That would be like the #1 term probably that I would use to describe this transition. I felt very trapped in school in the beginning. I felt like I didn't even have time to enjoy my life. I didn't have time to enjoy like even 30 minutes to myself. I just felt trapped, and I felt like I made the worst decision of my life. The first 3 months, like I said, were the hardest months of school for me. I had so many conversations with my mom about dropping out. so many conversations with myself and with God in terms of why am I here? Should I drop out? I even considered to apply to public health programs because I thought like I didn't even want to do that anymore. I didn't even want to be in medical school. In August, I was starting to think of plan B. Okay, if I drop out now, I have enough time to submit an application for, you know, some public health program. Because, you know, what really is the play here is if I drop out, how am I going to pay rent until my lease is up? If I'm not in school, I'm not getting student loans. I can't pay my rent. My rent is $1,800 a month. What job am I going to have that's going to make $1,800 a month, allowing me to be okay with dropping out? If I drop out, it's kind of like all of everything that I've done would have just been wasted. All of the money I would have spent on my applications, all of the studying I would have done for the MCAT, it would have been wasted. I would have felt like a failure, but I just wasn't happy. Like, I was not happy in school. And I wish I could blame it on the school. I wish I could say it was the school, like it was the people, it was the curriculum, it was the professors. It wasn't that. It was just like, it was just so much change for me. I wasn't used to all of that in undergrad. So like in comparison, undergrad, my camera, she's about to run out of space. In undergrad, I didn't have to study that much. I could study maybe, so like in undergrad, I can confidently say that I would study like 2-3 days before my exam. Not even 2-3 days, like that would even just depend on the class. I could study the night before my exam and still ace it in undergrad. That's not medical school. Medical school, like I am studying for my exams 2-3 weeks before my exam, yet I'm still having to learn. I'm still having 3 lectures a day, and each lecture is at least 40 slides. It's so much information, you have to find a way to solidify it. So on top of that, I'm having to do like 500-600 flashcards a day, practice questions, I have quizzes, I have additional assignments, I have community health. I just felt like, if these are my arms, imagine I just felt like I was in a tug of war. Even with my feet, like I was being pulled in every direction, and I felt so overwhelmed. It was hard. I had never, like, I don't even know how to explain it. It was just hard. And it's like I did a lot of stuff in undergrad, you know what I mean? I was in a sorority, I was chair of physical and mental health committee, I was putting on programs, I was in different clubs, I was doing football ambassadors, I was taking all of these credit hours, you know what I mean? I was doing research in undergrad. It's not like I wasn't used to doing extra stuff outside of school and studying. It's just the amount and like the fast pace of medical school. It was something I had to get adjusted to. And the crazy thing is like I'm saying all of this, I'm saying how sad I was, how depressed I was, how I wanted to drop out, and you know, during all of this time I hadn't even failed an exam. And so it's kind of just like, I can do it. And that's another thing with medical school. This was the first time in my whole academic career that I did not make an A or a B. Like I made a C in all of my courses, but you know, thank God it's pass fail. But that was the other thing. Every exam that I was taking, I was getting around the same score. I was averaging around the same, which was around like a 75, a 76. No matter how much I studied, no matter how many flashcards I did, practice questions I did, I wasn't getting an A on an exam, I wasn't getting a B on an exam, and I just felt bad about myself. I just felt like I wasn't equipped to do it, that I wasn't ready for school. Like I said, I had so many regrets. I wish that I would have taken a gap year, and to this day sometimes I still do wish that I took a gap year. Not even gonna lie, I still do wish that sometimes. And I think what also like really messed up with my mental and caused me to have like a little bit of a rough transition is I found myself always comparing myself to some of my classmates. I am one of the youngest in my class. I think it's just me and like 2 other people who came to medical school straight out of undergrad. And I was like, oh my gosh, like I just felt so unprepared for it a little bit. A lot of people in my class are older than me, but not only that, they had like another. Okay, I'm sorry, I had to charge my camera. It hasn't been liking me lately. Where was I? I think I was talking about how a lot of people in my class, and my dishwasher is, but it's okay. So a lot of people in my class, they did a master's program or they did some extra research, whatever. They just had that gap year and they just really had that time to kind of solidify their decision and confirm that this is what they wanted to do. when I was talking to some people, they really weren't too overwhelmed about the amount of work that the school required because, you know, they had done that master's program. And some of them, because they had done a master's program, and so they're kind of used to that additional rigor and the additional fast-paced kind of stuff. And I just wasn't like used to that, you know? And in undergrad I could literally get, I don't know, like wasted one night and it would be okay. Like I would still pass. I could do whatever. Like I could, in undergrad, I could literally go out, come back home like 2 a.m., have an 11 a.m. class. Like I'm fine. Like I didn't have to do all of the extra stuff. Here, now that I'm in school, I really had to change and adjust my schedule too. I couldn't, you know, go to sleep at 2 a.m. anymore. I can barely like function going to sleep at 1 a.m. because I have to be up so early because I don't want to get behind. I try to go to the 9 a.m. I try to watch the 9 a.m. lectures or whatever I have to do. I just can't spend my time like that anymore. It's now kind of just, I would say like really the transition is also me realizing, okay, this is like shit that I actually have to do. And what I mean by that is like, you know, in undergrad, you can skip class. Like you could not go to class and you would still be fine. Trust me, in medical school, that is not how it works. I have to make sure that I get my proper 8 hours of sleep, that I'm meal prepping because I don't have time to cook like that during the week. All of that because I have shit to do. I can't just sit here and do nothing with my time. I have found during my transition that my time is so valuable, and not that it wasn't invaluable before in undergrad. It's just I had a lot more wiggle room in undergrad. Like I said, I could be out till 2 a.m. and, you know, be okay for tomorrow. I can't really do that now. Even if I go out like on a weekend or whatever, like let's say, you know, my friends and I, we want to go to the club on Saturday. 9 times out of 10, I'm not getting drunk because I have to wake up on Sunday. I have to go grocery shopping because literally like Sundays are the days that I do that. I have to clean up on Sunday once again because that's really the time that I have. During the week, I'm studying like crazy. I'm going to lab, I'm doing whatever. So this transition, I've really had to learn how to allocate my time, how to prioritize myself, and it's been hard, but I mean, that's the truth of it. That's the reality of medical school, and like the reality of really my first couple of months too. I'm definitely in a better place, and now I definitely feel like I have a little groove going on. It definitely still does get overwhelming, but I don't feel so out of place anymore. And definitely going to school, talking to more people, finding resources that my other classmates are using and kind of just helping each other, that definitely helps as well. And I think too, in the beginning, I was too cooped up in my place, too cooped up, you know, worried about a relationship, that I was kind of missing out what was happening in school and kind of being present in it. And being present in the moment of medical school has definitely helped me a lot more. I would say, you know, after October is when I really started to put my foot down, like, no, I'm not studying past 9. I'm gonna wake up and study. But definitely, like, I took a lot of pressure off of myself, because I think that was another thing. I had this pressure to get a high pass every exam, and it's like, as long as I pass, like, that is fine. That is fine. As long as I pass, it's fine. And like I said, once again, like, just being more, prioritizing my health a little bit more. And I think because I was acting like that the first couple of months, that's why it was also so hard for me. I just felt like my whole life had to revolve around medical school, and it truly doesn't. Like, I'm still a person outside of medical school, and I still need to act on that. I still need to feel that, and I still need to live like I'm a person outside of medical school. Medical school is like a job. That's how you have to think of it. It's like a job. I'm there from 9 to 3, 9 to 2, whatever. I study a little bit after 9 p.m. I'm done. I'm done. You have to let it go. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. My camera's about to die, but I hope you guys enjoyed it and really found it insightful. And yeah, if you are looking to go to medical school right after college, got it. Comment down any questions that you have below and I'll answer them. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.